Westwood Boulevard in Rochester. A vehicle into a supermarket this morning. Now you can see that it's coming. It is in the 12 o'clock hour, but I believe it happened shortly after noon. And again, tragic situation.
We have a situation, folks. Look at this. A car plows into some sort of bakery supermarket here. We're going to find out some details of what's going on. Breaking news. Breaking news. What in the heck is going on here?
They're probably not going to move too much that's going on in there. And when I say a crime scene, I don't mean that a crime was committed, but they're going to have to do any kind of documentation when someone loses their life in an accident. That's going to be part of LAPD. Right now, though, you can see the number of ambulances and fire apparatus still out here on the roadway. LA City Fire Department, finest in the world. This guy's got a tough job today.
That happened here. Let's find out some details here about this situation, folks. This is in California. What the heck? By the way, they arrested somebody in reference to the threats or the ransom. When we'll talk about that in a bit. We want to see what this is about in Los Angeles, because looks like it happened earlier. Crowd car, boom. Scary stuff. Deliberate. Car crashes into grocery store, hitting multiple pedestrians. Actually, they're saying, the reports are saying the car hit multiple pedestrians, then crashed into a building. And it looks like the building is kind of like a grocery store type building. At least 2 people were killed. 2 people killed. At least 2 people killed. Numerous others injured after a car crashed into a grocery store in Westwood on Thursday. Westwood, Los Angeles. The crash reported at 12:11. So we're probably about 40 minutes into this, right? About 40 minutes into this. 40 minutes into this. About 40 minutes ago, 12:11 p.m. Pacific time. There is numerous people injured, folks. And this is a live shot.
And the fact that those are traffic officers, I can tell by their badging.
Try to find out more here, exactly what's going on. Scary stuff. Deliberate.
Is that ours or is that somebody else's?
ABC7 has a report up. I want to put the ABC7 feed up because they're doing a lot of, there's a lot of ambulances and they're a little bit closer. So we're going to put ABC7 here.
A lot of witnesses. So this is a large area that they're going to now have to investigate, not just this grocery store that the car ended up flying into.
You bring up a good point, the potential that this was kind of a trail or a path of destruction. Air 7 giving us these really important images in the view from high above. I'm wondering if Air 7 has any eyes on if there was any other destruction to the left here, further down the street, assuming that the vehicle did come from the north to the left of the camera. If there's any other cars that seem to be damaged, you see all those LAFD vehicles, and maybe up to the next intersection, they have it blocked off there. And more fire engines as well. You see Station 61, they're responding all the way up the block. Okay, so clearly probably hard to tell, but clearly it would seem that the vehicle came from that direction, heading southbound on Westwood Boulevard before making impact with that market.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, really laser focus in there to see if we see anybody else who might be being treated who's not actually at this scene. But again, the one, good thing is that the driver did stay on the scene. you know, this does sound like, you know, what Lindsay Lance was saying, that it does sound like maybe that driver did suffer a medical emergency, because for it to just sort of look like it careened right into the bakery section of the 99 Ranch Market right there.
Certainly always a possibility. And as she referenced, you know, these type of crashes, they do occur. This is something that happens, you know, weekly, if not daily, across Southern California. You just hope that those victims, or there are not victims, that people are not injured. And in this case, of course, people who have passed away, which is just terrible to hear. But oftentimes we do hear that it's someone elderly who you know,
the gas and the brake
absolutely.
pedal.
And this is at an intersection as well, so you don't know if any other vehicles were involved. That has not been reported, simply that there was a bicyclist who was also struck in this incident.
And we're not exactly sure, you know, we're seeing the 2 vantage points, Mark, here. We're not exactly sure what direction this vehicle was coming from. It happened obviously on Westwood Boulevard, but we don't know if it came from this side street, because you can see it's the intersection here. So
That's true.
we don't exactly know where that injured bicyclist was to alert authorities that they need to be looking somewhere else. As we see Air 7 panning out and looking around, we don't see any emergency crews on some of these adjacent streets right there, but you just see a huge presence right there. And again, talking about the LAPD, they're having to be out there to monitor traffic, because this is really impacting. This is a busy area, especially at this time.
Yeah, pointing out to our viewers, as you're watching our breaking coverage here, Air 7 on the left, there is ground video on the right from earlier following the incident. You can see the image of officers and firefighters right on the outside of where this vehicle went into the 99 Ranch Market. So this angle pretty close to that impact area, but that is ground video on the right, and Air 7, of course, on the left, as this remains just a massive response scene and developing investigation to figure out who the driver is, what caused that person to lose control, go into the building, and then any updates that we may get regarding those victims. We have 2 people who were killed, 3, as Colleen mentioned, that were in serious condition. Lindsay Lance of the LAFD telling us that those serious injuries could potentially be upgraded to grave. We saw one person who was taken away on a stretcher maybe 10 minutes ago. They appeared to be, we did not zoom in, but they appeared to be in bad condition.
Badly injured. And, you know, the other thing is that many times when we know this is, again, a fluid investigation that's happening right now. You can see all the different law enforcement and first responders coming out there. And you know that there's search and rescue teams that are also out there, the urban search and rescue team that's also been called. But as of right now, no signs are pointing that this was a criminal act. You didn't see anybody taken into custody. Obviously, an investigation is fluid, but as of right now, they have not said that this is a criminal act that was committed. Right now, all signs point to that it might have been a medical emergency or something, but not necessarily out of a malicious intent. And you can see, you know, cars are trying to get out of the parking garage right there too. This is very disruptive for a lot of people who thought that they were just going to go take a quick trip to the store for their lunch break, and possibly, you know, injured or witnesses here. But we don't see all the witnesses that we saw earlier, Mark. Remember, right moments ago when we first came onto the scene, we saw a lot of witnesses standing right next to the building, and we don't really see them. Maybe they brought them somewhere else.
I'm sure that they pushed them back from the scene because they were, as you mentioned, they were basically right upon the building on that sidewalk. They have since been cleared out of the area, which is something that law enforcement may do as they kind of get a handle on this situation. They kind of start extending the perimeter of their investigation. They push people out, and sometimes that includes the media as well. On that note, given the severity of this tragic incident, we of course are going to be following this throughout the day. We do have reporters who are heading to the scene to bring us the very latest throughout the afternoon on the ground, to speak with law enforcement, to speak with firefighters, and to speak with the potential witnesses as well. So again, this is happening in Westwood, a vehicle that has crashed into the 99 Ranch Market. 2 dead, 5 others injured.
2 dead, 5 others injured. 2 dead, 5 others injured. Two dead, 5 others injured. Could be medical. Apparently hit some elderly, then went inside the Looks like the Ranch Market Bakery below. Ranch Market Bakery. At least 2 people killed and 5 others injured after a car crashed into a grocery store in Westwood. The crash occurred at 12:11 on Westwood Boulevard, according to the Los Angeles Police Department. Some of them were initially trapped underneath the vehicle. Later confirmed at least 2 victims died. 3 others are in serious condition, and 2 others suffered minor injuries. That's what's going on. So we're going to keep it up here and find out what's going on. It looks like there is elderly people with the situation. Crazy, folks. Crazy out there. So the crazy stuff is still going on. I was going to come back on and talk about the arrest of this wackadoodle for sending a fake ransom note. And we'll talk about that in a bit.
Come on, Mark, you know what I don't.
At least 2 dead.
Oh my gosh, Mark. Let's kind of go back just a little bit. I don't want to like put it in their face, but Amy Johnson seems to be picking this up, what I'm putting down here. Yes, sir. Okay, copy all. Copy all. Well, I got 1 confirmed fatality.
It's 2.
Okay. Copy. No, I believe you know. There's just 1 covered one out front. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna turn down ours so when we go live, I can hear Araxia clearly.
So we're kind of listening on the Skycam. I mean, the situation now is probably almost an hour into it. So we are in Westwood, California, and there's a massive law enforcement police presence here. There's another feed up too, with just a lot of like emergency officials and everything like that. Apparently it hit people and then went into the grocery store there at the corner, though it does not appear to be intentional at this time, but medical. But I mean, how scary could that be? You know, and we've seen some of these things before where somebody has a medical condition, where they have a stroke or heart attack or something when they're driving, and run into people. It does sound like an accident. Well, you always want to know if it's deliberate or
Hey,
not.
Oscar in the control room. This is Stu in the helicopter. How you doing? Hi, Lisa in the booth. I'm well.
Stu in the helicopter.
Copy all. Are we going to have that mix minus issue? I'm hoping not. Yep. Not today, but whenever we do something on like studio, whatever you're in, we'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful there won't be an issue. If there is, I'll let you know somehow. Maybe I'll get you on the FM. I'll mute my mic.
We're going to just keep it here and kind of see what's going on here.
Okay.
Thing about it is this
Oh.
reporter here is kind of like a lot of like nonchalant about things, because he's just seen it all. When you're in California, you've seen it all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they're bringing up a... Oh, no, it's not good. I'm going to share another feed here. On the left corner, they're bringing a big tarp or something like that. On the other feed here. Right there. Oh, no. So up here, they brought in this massive, like, tarp. That's not good. There was a body there, huh? Chris RD44 says there's a body there. Oh. Right there. Viewer discretion is advised. Horrible. They got two choppers there. Up there, two choppers.
No skid marks.
We're going to keep it here for a bit and see what this is, more about this, but it's still like a major crime scene. It's crazy. Or not crime scene, but an accident scene. You don't know. There's probably unfortunately, somebody might get arrested for this, even though you never know. You don't know. You don't know. You know it might be an accident. Pretty wild and crazy. It's like the car is inside the bakery.
Copy.
That. And you see right there to the left, the bottom left of your screen, unfortunately, one of the tents that has been put up for one of the victims who passed away from the impact. So one body, at least, on scene. It's possible that the others who passed away, the two others, were taken from the scene by ambulance, perhaps passed away at a hospital. That is unclear, or that someone is still inside the supermarket as well.
Right, and we know that it happened in the bakery department. But again, we do have reporters on the scene. We're certainly trying to get as much information as possible. Leo said that the public information officer is going to address the media to discuss what happened, the circumstances leading to this crash. But again, you can see this whole area cornered off. You're not going to be able to go to this area. If you need to get around this area, you're going to have to find an alternate route. But again, we're trying to find out exactly what caused this driver to lose control, to crash into the bakery department. And you did see just a moment ago, look like there was building safety people going in with their hard hats right now, trying to assess the situation and how safe this structure is.
Yeah, I was just speaking to a coworker here who gathers information for us. Unclear exactly what the circumstances are at the moment, but we do know that some people were trapped for sure. It's unclear if some of those victims who passed are potentially still under the vehicle. That's something that we're looking into, but that's a possibility. So some of the bodies may still be inside the store and under that vehicle, which we do know now is a Mercedes sedan.
Yeah, obviously probably pretty heavy, but the impact was, it's just remarkable because I don't know if the doors open. You don't see a bunch of smashed glass anywhere. It must have smashed inside. Again, we're trying to effort as much information. We are going to get the latest information from LA firefighters, LAPD on exactly what happened, what the injuries are, and how they're going to move forward with this investigation.
Colleen Sullivan and Mark Codorobos here on the desk. Thank you for joining us for this breaking coverage on our ABC7 streaming channels. We will have the very latest online, abc7.com, and coming up on Eyewitness News at 3 p.m.
The course of our live, it went up from 2 to 3 now. 3 dead, several others injured after a car slams into Westwood grocery store. The vehicle slammed into 99 Ranch Market location, frequent by UCLA students. So they specifically said frequent by LA or by UCLA students. But I also saw some elderly people getting tended to. Interesting. Three. All right. So three. So they're saying 3 people are dead. Several others are injured. Possibly 2. Some people under the vehicle there. The car was driven by an elderly woman. Crashed into a grocery store in Westwood, blocks from UCLA. The incident was reported around 12:10 p.m. at 99 Ranch Market grocery store on Westwood Boulevard near Rochester Avenue. 2 of the people killed during the incident were outside the market when they were hit by the car. 2 people outside hit. So it hit the car hit group of people, 2 people killed. We don't know how many other people were hit there. And then it went into the grocery store there, the bakery, the first floor of the bakery. When fire officials rushed to the scene, several people were trapped under the car. Among the injured, 3 patients are in serious condition, while 2 others are in minor condition. Initial report from the LA Fire Department indicate multiple people were struck, with some of them being hit before the vehicle slammed into the building. It's what we have. Now I'm going to be looking in a little bit into this guy that got arrested for the ransom hoax, Derek Colella. I'm already getting a bunch of photos of him. We're probably going to come back on live in a bit. We're going to talk about the ransom guy and just keep that story going. And just it's unrelated to this, but we just always want to see we always stay ahead of what's going on. Some guy's acting crazy, but we'll talk about him in a bit. Yeah, exactly. What an idiot. Guy's going to go to federal prison literally for 2-3 years because he sent some ridiculous hoax stuff. Food delivery cart. Police help to cross street. Amazing. Yeah, I saw the food delivery cart. What was that? Like robotic? Saw that. I was like, what the heck's going on? Let's see if there's any volume in this. Yeah, no, it's just no volume to this, so it's just basically is like a feed. And you're gonna kind of see what's going on and monitor for a bit.
The city fire department set up that triage situation for the injured. The paramedics were out here as well. And then, of course, all the heavy equipment that they brought and laid out just ready to grab. if they needed to, when they were inside that store, to free people that were trapped and to get to these victims and help them if they could be helped. Again, you have to think to yourself, this is still right now, it's in the 1 o'clock hour. This happened in the noon hour, lunchtime. This is clearly a bakery and a restaurant, a bakery and a grocery store. 99 Ranch Market, very popular. Maybe was very full when that vehicle smashed through those windows. Again, I don't think there was any intention. I think this was more of an accident scene, and of course, very tragic. We know 2 people losing their lives, possibly 3. And again, the fire department still here on scene.
So just a massive ambulance response.
Came out, and Roxia, you are very correct on that. One of the first things we did was we did take a look and see if there was a bicycle. That was something we were looking for. We also were checking. We were keeping an eye on the triage areas with the red and green and yellow. At the time we got here as quick as possible. The green was the only one that still had some folks on that on that green tarp. I'm getting new information. I'm trying to double check it right now, but the assignment desk sending new information. I believe that they're saying 3 confirmed, 3 have passed, and 10 patients total. So this is quite a tragic scene this afternoon. Again, happening here on Westwood Boulevard, right at the intersection of Rochester. A vehicle crashing into the 99 Ranch Market and Bakery. There were people trapped, sadly people losing their lives as well as that vehicle smashes through those front glass. And of course, LA City Fire Department doing what they can, the paramedics, to save the injured and get them to hospitals quickly. LAFD, LAFD, copy. Go ahead. Definitely. Family members. Definitely family members coming to console. And again, this is the thing. If that is the driver, clearly, there was no evil intention. This is a tragic situation and something that this woman and the family will have to carry with them. And again, it is one of those ones where you think about victims, and then you think about the people that were involved in it that were also types of victims in this situation. Again, though, good eye, Roxia. I was checking my phone, trying to get updates on that, on the exact numbers from LA City Fire Department. Very tragic. 3 people passing away after this crash. And again, LA City Fire Department out here working as quickly as possible to free those victims. And when we arrived, very emotional scene. Possibility of one of the victims still in that ambulance, and family members trying to make their way over there. For right or wrong, the LAPD was keeping those people away from that ambulance. Right now, though, the scene much less active, but definitely still static. It's going to be that intersection is going to be closed for some time, clearly, as this is going to become an investigation on exactly how this happened. And of course, sadly to say, the coroner is going to have to be called here as well. So again, all happening in the Westwood area today. Tragic crash, vehicle smashing into the 99 Ranch store, taking 3 lives and injuring many others.
Absolutely horrible. Yeah, the driver was a woman. Elderly woman.
Oh, May. May.
Not much. It's just kind of like we're watching just the scene here. I'm seeing if I can find any other information, but it's pretty much just a massive response, law enforcement, fire personnel, ambulance, first responder response here. But the reports are 3 dead. I don't know if they're going to pull out the vehicle. I don't know if the PIO is going to talk. We'll stick around. I'm not going to be here forever, though, because I want to talk a little bit about ransom stuff in a bit. But that could be in any one of us. That could have been any one of us, folks. Any one of us.
Me too. There he said.
I'm seeing if we could get like a ground perspective here from maybe the PIO or somebody at the ground, seeing what's going on. But it's kind of just showing you this scene from a top.
Intentional. Maybe a Mercedes. I can't see it. I'm going by the tail lights. Oh my gosh, what is this concern about the bicyclist? That's brutal. I like that. Problem solvers. I like that. Who knows? Yeah, I agree.
Three dead. Oh, they're all coming out of the store. That's crazy. Yeah. Madeira Beach, caregiver. Madeira Beach. Somebody centered around this incident is there, huddled in that corner there. Does look like elderly people. Well, I would expect some lawsuits to be filed out of this. For sure. Lawsuits.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. You know, I got to say it, Roxy. I don't think we're missing very much. What was going on? I'm sure the investigation is going to reveal exactly how that bicyclist was involved. We did definitely look for a cyclist when we arrived here. There's a possibility, as grim as it may be, that that cyclist and the the bicycle may still be inside that bakery. The fire department, they're definitely still here. It isn't like they can just pick up and leave. You did hear that they were talking about the structural integrity. I agree that the vehicle went through that glass. It didn't really hit anything that was structural holding that building together. As far as that woman, there's a good possibility she's the driver. Again, my heart goes out to her and clearly to all the victims involved. And not all victims are injured. We have to remember that. Fire department still here in force. We can just gander what was going on down there. All those white hats, those are going to be the LA City Fire Department. Those are battalion chiefs. Those are they're the bosses. They run their certain areas. They are all here right now, going over information, documentation, more for the idea to do better next time. Not that they didn't do good this time, but you can always try to figure things out, figure out what they did right, what they could have done better. Not that they did anything wrong at all. And of course, the red and yellow hats, those are going to be EMS captains. There's a lot of ambulances that arrived out here when we first arrived. The number of ambulances I think that were still parked here must have been around 8. And we also know that there already had been some that had transported victims to local hospitals. So those EMS captains, they basically run. It's just like any other business. A couple of EMS captains have some other people underneath them. They're all here right now, just dotting the I's and crossing the T's and just making sure everything is done correctly. As far as it being a crime scene, I venture to say that's going to be here for a while. And we don't know if these people that passed, except for that one that we clearly see or saw earlier on, if they are still here. Perhaps, like you said, difficult to hear or understand, but may still be inside that bakery. So the coroner is going to have to arrive. I venture to say Westwood Boulevard going to be closed for quite some time out here. Again, very tragic situation, very emotional. Just seeing that elderly woman down there and then that family arriving here, hearing that their loved one may have passed or was at least injured to some point, trying to get over to that ambulance. It was very difficult to watch. But these are the things that our first responders deal with all the time. And again, whoever was doing the speaking for LA City Fire Department, very eloquent, and also very informative. And a lot of things very well said. LA City Fire Department trained in solving problems and being quick about it. Again, most of that equipment gone now, but it was amazing to see how quickly they got here, how quickly they assessed that situation and got the resources here to help and get people untrapped, get victims treated and off to hospitals in a timely manner. Hats off to them. And now the torch is being handed off to the LAPD to investigate and figure out exactly what happened. Lots of questions. But again, I'm with everybody else. I do not think this was any kind of intentional. I believe this was completely an accident, possibly a mechanical issue with the car. All that'll come out later on. Araxia?
3 dead. So we're just kind of like watching here at the scene, seeing what's going on. I believe there's a total of 7 other people injured. Here, I'm going to go boots on the ground perspective. We got boots on the ground here. Hold on. I'm going to show you another perspective. We're on the ground. So now they have the NBC LA out there. So that was the area there where they had a body. They had a body right there. Crazy. Horrible.
Tell me what to say. All right. All right.
I'll ask you what you've heard going on there. Talk to me about. You said that all the students sit there and look there and study. Did you also do that, right?
Yeah, I can tell them. All right.
So you just look at me. So tell me what's your name.
Kaden, Kayden. Last name Kohan, Kohan.
So tell me about what happened to yourself.
So I came like 20 minutes after I got a little LA 911 notification, and I saw them move the bodies. And then there's a lot of, usually at that front glass where the vehicle hit, a lot of people study there, like from UCLA. Like there's a bunch of tables, and usually people get some food inside and then study. I've done that before too. Like right where the car hit is where a bunch of like students study. So hopefully it's not some students that got hit, but a lot of people study there. It's sad, it honestly is. It shows how your life can change within like 1 second. Definitely be cautious more, watch your surroundings. I mean, obviously you never know what's going to happen, but I go to a lot of these little scenes and I see you need to put more precaution a little bit.
So you yourself have studied inside there. Tell me about what it's like to sit there at those tables and study other students. Tell me about that.
It's very nice. They recently remodeled it like a couple years ago, so it's a 2-story grocery store. They specialize in like Iranian Persian stuff. So I usually get there to get like little fruit snacks, or they have a little cafe in there where you can get like a sandwich and then sit down, or a lot of people grab like a coffee and do their work, saying it's really close to UCLA, 1 mile, 2 miles.
What do you think about when you hear something like this?
Honestly, it breaks my heart. You know, I hope the families are okay, everyone's okay, and hopefully the people that got injured get better.
Yeah, we know that 3 people lost their life
Yeah.
here, and as you said, it's something that you never expect.
Never
How do
expect.
you feel you don't be there today?
Honestly, my dad has me go here all the time. There's a snack called Lavashak, which is a Iranian snack that's like a fruit kind of mixed with like it's like a sour fruit. And I go there all the time. And I was gonna go maybe later today. I don't know, because we ran out. So I could have been there. I study there sometimes. So it's honestly crazy. Like, could have been me. You never know.
Thank you. Your name and your last name again.
Caden Cohan.
Can you spell your name?
Kaydenkohan.
Perfect. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
Feeling that our YouTube viewers are not interested in our colleagues on the ground. Sorry about the shaky camera stuff there and switching hands, and I was getting something to drink.
I got something to drink too. There it is.
I'm still thinking Mercedes, some kind of C class, maybe an E, but newer. Could be, but I'm just looking at the badging and the taillights.
Hold on a second.
So I've said it in the past, and I'm going to bring it up again right now. Is some people talk about the moon and, you know, full moon and everybody gets crazy and this and that. I am a hard believer on temperature. If it's a hot day, you're going to have crazy stuff going on. Hot day, cold night, not so much. Hot day, hot night, it just goes insane. We have been busy. Six hours. Yeah, we did 6 hours in the air today. And yesterday, it was probably 7, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just been busy lately, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The scene is done.
All right, hold on.
You drop down that. Yeah. What's your first name? Anthony. Espinosa. Yes. I wish I did. Unfortunately. Yes, you do. You have any questions? No, I'm not going to give any numbers. That table dangling, Carlos, that table is right there.
Oh, is that it?
It's right there.
Oh, it's right here.
It's right
We
there.
also have a Spanish PIO here for those that need a big one. Yes, please, thank you. You can hook it on on and then slide it in. There's a flop to it.
No pressure, right?
Stick it on and then run the cable through the little flop. Oh, there you go.
Got it.
I can. All right, let's go.
Anybody else need my name?
Yes, sir. For the record, if you would state it, that'd be great.
Oh, come up to the mic. Yeah. Oh, sorry. You're good, John. Are you guys ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon. My name's Anthony Espinoza. I'm a captain with LAPD's West Traffic Division. This afternoon, we had a vehicle versus cyclist traffic collision in Westwood. The vehicle was driving westbound Wellworth when it made a southbound turn onto Westwood Boulevard. During that time, the vehicle collided with the cyclist and then unintentionally lost control of the vehicle, which continued southbound and collided into the bakery. Unfortunately, the folks in the bakery were hit, and 3 individuals succumbed to their injuries, and they've been transported to the hospital. Some have passed away. I don't have any more information besides that, but the incident is unintentional, and it's just an unfortunate accident.
Can you tell us if any of these people who hurt were students?
None of the people involved were students in the area.
Make up the vehicle?
The vehicle, I believe, is a Toyota Prius.
I know this is an accident, Captain, but what happens to the elderly driver at this point?
At this point, the driver is being evaluated by medical professionals and the LAPD. So at this time, they're still going under evaluation, but I don't have any further information at this time.
How about the cyclist?
Who are the deceased? Their finance workers?
Sorry, one second. The cyclist has been released. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The cyclist not?
Workers, clients of the business, pedestrians.
I don't have those details. I think, from what I understand, the majority of them were customers.
So the cyclist was only slightly injured or something?
Yes.
Wow.
So the 3 people that died, they were around the bakery area?
Yes.
Were they employees?
I don't have those details yet.
Do you know if the lady had a traveling southbound, did she give a red light or green light?
I don't have those details at this time. I don't have any video footage to look at or independent witnesses yet.
So were the people who were hit and injured and killed all in the store?
Near the store, but I don't have exact details of where their positioning was.
Inside or outside of the building?
Some were inside, but I don't have all the details exactly.
They gotta go into the vehicle, into the building?
One more time?
The car. And then inside.
Yes. Yes, the vehicle did crash into the building and is inside.
People trapped underneath the vehicle?
I don't have those details. The structure of the building is secure. There are no fires inside the structure. It is secure. And I don't have any other details, unfortunately. If I do get some, I will bring them to you. I don't know exactly who passed. Nothing yet.
Do we know if the elderly driver ran a red light?
I don't have those details, not yet. Thank you. I haven't met with them, so I haven't seen exactly where they are. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Anthony, Anthony, last name Espinoza. Thank you.
All right. So that's crazy. That's unfortunate. It's just horrible, right? Horrible, right? So a driver somehow collides with a bicyclist and then continues to proceed into the bakery. Multiple people inside the bakery. Now, it's just a terrible accident. I don't know if the person ran a red light or what, but man, that's crazy, because the thing I want to think about is just more or less like, imagine if that was you, me, or anybody, like you, your family, just minding your business at a bakery inside there, minding your business, going about your day, getting yourself a pastry, a fresh cup of coffee, a beverage, whatever, strudel, whatever. And then next thing you know, before you know it, it's like you're inside somewhere and just plow. Sit. Sometimes you don't even have it's like a split second. You don't even have any time to necessarily like react. Strudel. I don't know if you guys ever ate strudel. I don't think so. I don't think that's the I don't know where the driver is. The driver, they're reporting, ABC7 was saying the driver is an elderly woman. So that's 3 people dead, multiple people injured. Just a sad situation. There's not much more on the story. So our thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved. Crazy. Unless there's something else to the story. What do you think in the comments? Westwood. Crazy. Remember that case out there in Michigan, the elderly woman that went to the bar and got drunk, and then she was plowed past her house and plowed into a boat party of kids, a bunch of kids. She was convicted. Michelle Chichester. Remember her? Drunk behind the wheel. All right, situation. I'm signing off on this one for sure. All right, folks, we cover true crime 24/7, 365, and breaking news in real time. I'm going to be coming on in a bit to discuss the rest of a ransom hoaxer. I've been compiling a bunch of stuff. It'll be interesting to know what this dude is all about and why this dude possibly sent out a ransom trying to latch himself onto the Nancy Guthrie case. There's some crazies out there, man, for sure. We'll talk soon. JLR Investigates. Thanks for watching, folks. Kudos to law enforcement, first responders, and everyone that responded to the scene. Terrible situation. We'll talk soon.